Hey, buddy. Today I'm calling you again, and the sunlight falls softly on your side of the line, inviting me to spill my thoughts. I have been holding these memories for so long, keeping them inside, and now it feels the right moment to start talking about my journey, starting from my school days, where my story first began. I remember my first day of school clearly. My father held my hand tightly as we walked through the towering gates, their paint faded and peeling. My uniform was neat, my shoes polished, yet my heart raced with nervousness. The classroom was a new world full of children laughing, shouting, and running around, while I felt small and invisible. In that moment, I realized that life would often make me feel uncertain, but it would also give me chances to grow. I was a shy boy, always sitting in the second row. My friends were few, and most of my time was spent reading. Books became my companions, transporting me to distant lands, teaching me new words, and allowing me to dream bigger than my surroundings. Mr. Thompson, my English teacher, noticed my curiosity and once said, "Arav, your imagination is a gift. Never let it fade." Those words stayed with me, guiding me through moments of doubt. By grade 5, I had found a love for writing. I wrote small stories and poems, often hiding under the covers at night with a flashlight, afraid that my parents would scold me for staying up too late. One day, our class was asked to prepare a play for the annual school event. I was nervous to volunteer, but when no one else stepped forward, I found myself offering to write the script. That night, I poured my heart into crafting a story that was imaginative, heartfelt, and full of hope. On the day of the performance, seeing my classmates bring my words to life filled me with a pride I had never felt before. It was my first lesson in the power of creativity and expression. Middle school was a mix of joy and struggle. I faced teasing from classmates for my quiet demeanor and occasional awkwardness. Yet these experiences strengthened me. I learned resilience and patience, understanding that growth often comes through discomfort. Winning essay competitions, helping friends with schoolwork, and small acts of kindness became my victories, shaping my sense of self. High school brought more responsibility. Academics grew harder, teachers expected more, and my parents' sacrifices became more apparent. My father worked long hours, and my mother managed our home while supporting us emotionally and financially. Seeing their struggle motivated me to work harder, to study late into the nights in the school library, fueled by determination and the occasional cup of tea. Grade 10 was transformative. Our school announced the Young Innovators Science Fair, challenging students to solve real-world problems. I decided to build a low-cost water purification system inspired by a village where clean water was scarce. The project required weeks of experimentation, countless failures, and moments of frustration. I spent hours assembling filters, testing water samples, and recording results. On the day of the fair, my system worked not perfectly, but it demonstrated potential. Winning first place was more than recognition. It was validation that my ideas could impact lives, no matter how small the scale. Alongside academics, I explored extracurricular activities. Joining the debate team helped me find my voice and taught me to articulate thoughts clearly. Volunteering at community centers instilled empathy, showing me that success was not just personal achievement, but also contributing to others. Public speaking became a passion. Each time I stood before an audience, nervousness turned into energy, and I felt a connection with listeners, sharing ideas that mattered. Final year of school was challenging yet exhilarating. College applications loomed large, with financial constraints adding pressure. Countless nights were spent perfecting essays, preparing for interviews, and gathering recommendations. Doubts crept in, questions of capability, fear of rejection, but I persevered. When the acceptance letter arrived with a full scholarship to a reputable college, tears flowed freely. My parents hugged me tightly, proud yet exhausted from their own sacrifices. That moment reaffirmed that determination, resilience, and support can lead to opportunities beyond imagination. As I pause in this call, I reflect on the lessons school has taught me: perseverance, curiosity, the courage to speak, and the importance of dreaming beyond immediate circumstances. The shy boy who once hesitated to answer questions now believes in his voice. The road ahead: college, new friendships, challenges, and opportunities is daunting but full of promise. Tonight, before hanging up, I'm ready to embrace tomorrow and all it holds. College life is nothing like school. The gates are bigger, the campus wider, and the crowd, oh, the crowd is overwhelming. Today I walked through these gates for the very first time, carrying a small suitcase and a heart full of hope. My scholarship allowed me to study here, far from the quiet streets of my hometown, in a city that never seems to sleep. I felt a mixture of excitement and fear. I was leaving behind the familiar, stepping into a world of possibilities, and at the same time, enormous challenges. I met my roommate, Liam, on the first day. He was bubbly, confident, and instantly seemed to know everyone. At first, I was intimidated. He asked questions, laughed freely, and spoke with a certainty I had never felt. But slowly, we became friends. His energy helped me open up, and I realized that college wasn't just about studying, it was about growing, meeting people, and learning about life outside the textbooks. My courses were intense. Lectures ran for hours, professors expected us to participate actively, and deadlines were relentless. I had chosen engineering, inspired by the water filtration project in high school. Every assignment challenged me to think critically and creatively. Late nights in the lab became routine, experimenting with circuits, coding, and simulations. Sometimes frustration took over. Equipment failed, programs crashed, and ideas didn't work. But I remembered school's lesson. Perseverance often leads to breakthrough. Slowly, solutions emerged, and the sense of achievement was unparalleled. College also introduced me to student clubs. I joined the debate society, continuing my love for public speaking. Each debate was a test of logic, emotion, and articulation. At first I stumbled, my voice barely audible, my arguments shaky. But with practice and feedback, I grew stronger. By the second semester, I was leading debates, mentoring juniors, and even representing the college at inter-university competitions. The confidence I gained here was transformative. I began to see my potential not just as a student, but as a thinker, a communicator, and a leader. Friendships deepened in college. I met people from different cities, backgrounds, and cultures. Some were brilliant, others eccentric, and some challenging. Liam and I explored the city together, studied until midnight in libraries, and supported each other through moments of homesickness. I learned to appreciate diversity, to listen actively, and to find common ground even when perspectives differed. These friendships became my anchor, reminding me that support and collaboration are as important as individual effort. Academics were only part of the journey. I took part in community outreach programs organized by the college. Teaching underprivileged children, helping organize awareness campaigns, and mentoring younger students became part of my routine. These experiences taught me empathy, patience, and the power of small contributions. I realized that knowledge is valuable, but its true worth lies in using it to create impact. Internships became crucial during the second year. I applied to several organizations, hoping to gain real-world experience. After numerous rejections and a few interviews, I secured a position at a sustainable engineering firm. The first week was intimidating. I observed professionals, learned new software, and tried to adapt to the fast-paced work culture. Gradually, I was entrusted with small projects. My contributions, though minor, made me feel competent and valued. By the end of the internship, I had not only enhanced my technical skills, but also learned office etiquette, teamwork, and project management. Challenges persisted. Balancing classes, lab work, debates, internships, and social life tested my limits. Some days I questioned if I was capable of handling it all. Sleep deprivation became routine, and moments of self-doubt loomed. Yet, each time I felt exhausted or overwhelmed, I remembered my father's words during high school. Hard work may not always give immediate results, but it never goes unnoticed. These words became my mantra, motivating me to push forward. By the final year, my vision had expanded. I began thinking about entrepreneurship, about how to create solutions that could impact society. I collaborated with peers to develop a project improving clean water access in rural areas, an idea inspired by my high school project. We faced obstacles, funding issues, technical glitches, and team disagreements, but through persistence, communication, and innovation, we made progress. Presenting our project at the national level was one of the proudest moments of my college life. It reaffirmed that challenges are opportunities in disguise, and success is born from resilience and collaboration. Today, as I continue this call, I reflect on the transformation. The timid boy who once feared standing on a stage has evolved into a confident young man, capable of articulating ideas, facing challenges, and dreaming bigger. College has been more than academics. It has been a journey of self-discovery, learning and growth. The friendships, failures, achievements, and lessons will shape the rest of my life, guiding me as I step into the world beyond these campus gates. Today I reflect on the years that have passed since college. It feels surreal to think of how far I've come from the shy boy sitting quietly in school to a man carving his own path in the world. The journey was long, challenging, and full of lessons, but every step shaped me into who I am today. After graduation, I stepped into the professional world with a mixture of excitement and anxiety. I joined a sustainable engineering firm, a continuation of my college internship. The transition was daunting. The office was fast-paced. Decisions had real consequences, and the projects we undertook affected lives. For the first few months, I struggled to adapt. Meetings seemed overwhelming, deadlines pressing, and the pressure to perform constant. Yet, I remembered the countless nights of study, lab experiments, and presentations in college. Those experiences had prepared me, teaching patience, resilience, and focus. Slowly, confidence grew. My ideas were heard, my projects approved, and my contributions recognized. One pivotal project changed the course of my career. Our firm partnered with a rural development organization to provide sustainable water solutions in remote villages. The challenge was immense. Geography, resources, and logistics all posed hurdles. I led a small team, coordinating research, design, and implementation. We faced repeated setbacks. Equipment failed, local conditions were unpredictable, and funding fluctuated. At times, I questioned my capabilities, but I persevered. I visited villages, spoke with communities, and iteratively improved our systems. The moment we saw clean, safe water flowing for the first time into homes was indescribable. It wasn't merely professional success. It was the fulfillment of a vision that began in my high school project. Alongside work, I pursued further education. Evenings and weekends were spent reading research papers, attending online courses, and engaging with mentors. Balancing professional responsibilities with personal growth required discipline, but it was rewarding. Every new skill learned, every insight gained, made me better equipped to tackle larger challenges. Entrepreneurship soon became a goal. I wanted to scale solutions that could impact society at a broader level. I co-founded a social enterprise focused on sustainable water and energy solutions. The early days were tumultuous. Securing investors, building a team, and creating viable products was exhausting. Yet, the passion to make a difference kept us moving forward. Slowly, we gained recognition, our solutions implemented in multiple regions, and our impact measurable. Seeing lives improve through our work became the ultimate reward. Success, however, was not without sacrifice. Long hours, relentless problem-solving, and travel often meant missing family gatherings and personal moments. Yet, my parents' unwavering support grounded me. Their belief in my potential, the sacrifices they made, and their quiet encouragement reminded me why I began this journey. Public speaking became a platform to share experiences, inspire young minds, and advocate for sustainable solutions. I traveled to conferences, universities, and forums, sharing not just technical knowledge, but also the story of persistence, vision, and courage. The shy boy who once hesitated to raise his hand now spoke confidently to audiences of hundreds, sometimes thousands, sharing insights and motivating others to pursue meaningful goals. Personal growth remained intertwined with professional success. I traveled, explored diverse cultures, and embraced continuous learning. Every challenge, whether technical, managerial, or interpersonal, taught humility, patience, and creativity. Failures were reframed as lessons, obstacles as opportunities, and every achievement as a stepping stone rather than a final destination. Today, as I speak to you, I realize success is multifaceted. It's not merely recognition, salary, or accolades. It's the lives touched, the lessons learned, and the continuous pursuit of growth. The shy, thoughtful boy who once called a friend to share his dreams now stands confident in his path, aware that each moment of doubt, each struggle, and each triumph contributed to this journey. I am grateful for the foundation laid by school, the transformation during college, and the experiences of my career. These years have taught me that dreams require courage, effort, and resilience. They also taught me that helping others, staying curious, and remaining humble are as important as personal achievement. Tonight, as we end this call, I do so with a heart full of gratitude and hope. The journey is far from over. New challenges await, new goals beckon, and new opportunities arise. Yet, armed with lessons learned and a vision for impact, I step forward confidently,